Just a note that we are recording this presentation. There's a pre-recorded version online too, but we'll go ahead and record this one as well, so that people can hear the questions and answers if they would like to at a later date. So, welcome to the 2013-2014 Public Sector Energy Efficiency Incentive Webinar, and this is part 2, which is about filling out an incentive application. My name is Holly Nelson, and I'm here with my colleague Scott Pickard, and we are the implementation coordinators at the Smart Energy Design Assistance Center at the University of Illinois. And Andrea Reif and Byron Lloyd with the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunities Illinois Energy Office are also on the line to help answer questions. So, before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to our organization in case you aren't familiar with us. CDAC is an applied research program at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, working in collaboration with the 360 Energy Group and the Energy Resources Center at the University of Illinois at Chicago. We provide advice and analysis to help increase the economic viability of both private and public facilities through efficient use of energy resources. And a short note before we go on, for those of you who were at our webinar last week, some of this will be a little bit repetitive, but we wanted to make sure we included all of the really pertinent information in both webinars. But we will be getting to the application later, which will be new.
Hi, I'm Scott Pickard. In part 2, we'll walk you through some examples of filling out the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunities Illinois Energy Now incentive application. We'll also highlight the current promotions and talk about some case studies that show how energy efficiency projects can have a positive impact on your agency. If you want to hear more about the types of incentives offered, watch the archived video of the Part 1 presentation.
Our technical expert tells us that there's a couple of people who are trying to get on and having some difficulties, so I think we'll
just pause for just a second and let those people get in.
Okay.
And I'll let you know when we can proceed.
Okay. So, Scott, maybe you could tell us about some of the events that we've heard about for energy efficiency that are coming up.
Absolutely. So we'll take a couple of minutes to let some other people log in. There are some trade ally shows coming up, and there are 2 dates that I can mention. October 29th at the Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel O'Hare, and then November 5th at the East Peoria Embassy Suites. The main goal of these trade ally events is to enhance the energy effectiveness of an organization's facility by providing you with the latest offerings from the Illinois Energy Now program and the utility rebate programs. It gives you an opportunity to network with all the different people across the state that are involved in energy and efficiency, especially the contractors and suppliers that actually assist you in planning and implementing your projects. So once again, October 29th at the Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel, and November 5th at the East Peoria Embassy Suites. And we have a calendar of events on the CDAC website, and we'll make sure that these will be posted on our calendar if you forget those dates.
Well, that sounds like an exciting opportunity. You went to some trade ally events last year, right?
The trade ally events are really valuable. You learn something every time, but I think the most valuable part is the people that you meet, that you can network with, and whether or not you're a facility owner or a trade ally or an administrator, it's a great opportunity to learn more about the Illinois Energy Now program and then how to apply that to your own facility.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as we mentioned in the announcement for this webinar, this presentation is geared towards public sector agencies such as schools, local governments, public universities, community colleges, and state or federal agencies, and those who do energy efficiency work with those agencies. So if you work with a nonprofit organization or a business, you don't qualify for the incentives that we're talking about today, but the utility companies do offer very similar incentive programs. So feel free to contact us if you have any questions about that.
To give you a little background, the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunities energy efficiency programs are funded through a rider on the electric and natural gas bills of all customers whose energy is delivered by Ameren, Illinois, ComEd, Nicor Gas, Peoples Gas, and North Shore Gas. This energy efficiency rider was added based on Illinois legislation for electric demand reduction in 2007 and natural gas saving goals set in 2009. Part of the funding goes toward energy efficiency incentives. Each of the utilities offers incentives to their private and nonprofit customers, and DCEO administers the incentives for the public sector, called the Illinois Energy Now program. All of us are already paying for these incentives, so I would really encourage you to take advantage of them. Another part of the funding goes towards energy efficiency programs like CDAC that can help organizations plan for the future.
Okay, so before we get into the heart of the application, we'd like to mention the exciting promotions that DCEO is offering during this funding cycle. Many of the natural gas incentives were doubled from their values at the start of the last program year. This actually occurred in January 2013, and many of you may have heard about it. We're happy to announce that these rates have been extended until the end of the program year. DCEO has also just released the details for the Hinge Bonus, which stands for High Impact Natural Gas Efficiency. Projects that save 50,000 therms annually can receive $4 per therm, and projects that save 100,000 therms annually can receive $5 per therm, up to 90% of the total project cost. Pre-approval applications for Hinge are due September 30th, 2013, and the work must be completed by May 15th, 2014. If you aren't able to take advantage of the Hinge bonus, you may still be eligible for either of the DCEO Sweet Deal bonuses, where you can get a 10% bonus on projects completed by October 31st, 2013. And if you miss that, you can get a 5% bonus on projects completed by February 14th, 2014. Those bonuses apply to the incentives offered in the standard and custom incentive programs and the boiler tune-up program.
To give you a feel for the incentive structure, DCEO offers standard incentives for lighting, heating and air conditioning, kitchen, and other equipment. For these measures, you just fill in some basic information about the items and the forms will automatically calculate the incentive for you. You can also apply for a custom project, which is based on the estimated amount of energy you'll save. A free CDAC audit can help you determine the estimated savings for a custom project if your contractor is not able to provide that information. The boiler tune-up program has a separate application.
Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the application now. Filling out a DCEO application is actually pretty easy, and we're here to help if you have any questions. The application for projects completed from June 1st, 2013 to May 15th, 2014 is a fillable PDF, and you'll want to make sure that you get the forms directly from the DCEO website because revisions may occur during the course of the year. Okay, so this is the program guidelines, application, and worksheets for the 2013-2014 program. And the thing I really like about this application is that you can type directly into it. So it starts out with just some general information and eligibility criteria, program information, the application process, the steps that happen in that. And then there's a sheet on the 11th page that talks about program contact information. So You can always contact CDAC, but if you want to talk directly to DCEO, there's an email address here and phone numbers on the contact information sheet. And then one of my favorite things is the application checklist. It tells you exactly what you need to have for a pre-approval application and a final application. And you can actually check these things off as you complete them. Okay, so section 1 is just some general information about your organization. You will need to know the total project cost and proposed start and end dates for the project. Section 2 is where the authorized agent from your organization would actually sign the form and put in the payment information to make sure you get your check. Section 3 talks about the submittal requirements and support documents. And again, there's a little checklist here, but it's basically similar to what's on the other application checklists. And then section 4 is one of the most important sections. This is the building and facility information, and I'm going to just do a little example here. So, example school 1, and we can put in our address. And then we would need electric and gas utility numbers just to prove that we're actually customers of one of the qualifying utilities, which are Ameren, ComEd, Nicor, North Shore, and Peoples Gas. And if I was from the office of a school district and I was making this application, if we wanted to put another school on the same application, we could click this box down here that says, I have another facility to add. And it automatically generated another page where we could put in contact information for that school. But I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we don't need it. So then, as you may have noticed, the application only had 16 pages when we started. And the really awesome thing about this is that you just select the forms that you need for your particular project. So if you're only doing lighting, you don't have to leaf through dozens of pages about other types of projects.